Hi everyone and welcome back. So today we're going to look at 3.11. This is called discount and markup. This is page 275 in the textbook. Okay, go ahead and put your name, class hour, and today's date up at the top for me. And let's take a look. So what are we going to learn for today? We're going to solve real-world problems involving discount. And we're going to solve real-world problems involving markup. Okay, so we're going to solve real-world problems involving discounts and markups. So basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going shopping, at least on paper anyway. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at example 1. It says, find the selling price if a store pays $42 for a pair of inline skates and the markup is 25%. Okay, so I gave you a little hint here. Think of the total percent. So whenever you're doing these, and we just are in the holiday season, so it like shopping obviously occurs all the time. All right, everyone tries to use coupons and all that kind of stuff. What you need to think about is what percent you're actually paying, okay, not what percent you're saving. Okay, that drives me crazy. Like, save 80%. Okay, well, I technically didn't save that. What I'm actually doing is I'm only paying 20%. Okay, so in this case, if a store is marking up something 25%, okay, we the customers have to pay the full cost, right? So we have to pay the full $42 all automatically, but then because the store has to make their profit, they're charging an extra 25% on that. So what we're actually paying is 125%. All right, so we the customers are paying 100% no matter what, and then because the store wants 25%, that means altogether we the consumers are going to end up paying 125% of the actual cost. All right, and this happens all the time. My sister used to work at Walmart years ago, and she would go around with her little pricing gun or whatever, and she would click on stuff, and she's like, like dumbest stuff would be marked up like 500%, and things that you would think would be majorly marked up aren't marked up hardly at all. So she's always thought it was pretty interesting how that all worked. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 125% of the cost. Of means times, so times, and then $42. Okay, so we're going to take 125% of 42. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to type that in the calculator. So what you do is you type in 125, and then the percent key, you're going to hit the second button, which is that top left button. Usually it's some kind of color. And then you're going to use the left parenthesis, which is right above the 8. And you should see it, if you're using my calculator, it should be in a light blue color. So the percent sign's in a light blue. So we're going to type in 125%. And then of means times, so times 42. And that's going to tell you that it's 52.5. Well, we don't write 52.5 because we're talking about money. So what would 52.5 mean in money terms? That would mean $52.50. Okay, remember we always have to have 2 decimal places. Okay, and then there's your answer, and that's it. All right. So again, think of the total percent. So what percent are we actually paying? And then you're going to times that by your price, and then there you have it. All right. So let's try the next one. So go ahead and try the got it question by yourself. And let's take a look. It says, find the selling price if a store pays $75 for a bike and the markup is 40%. So again, I would have to pay 100% no matter what, but then the store is going to add on 40% because that's how much they want to make. So I'm actually getting charged 140% of that cost so that they make money too. Okay, so in this case, that would be 140% times 75. Okay, so 140% times 75, and in this case, that would make $105. And we'll go ahead and add the extra 00 on the back there. Okay. All right, let's look at example 2. It says, Summer Sports is having a sale. A volleyball has an original price of $59. It is on sale for 65% off the original price. Find the sale price of the volleyball. Okay, so this is when that whole sale coupon thing comes in. All right, so we would have to originally pay 100% of the cost. Okay, well, they're putting it on sale for 65% off. So would off be adding or subtracting? In that case, it would be subtracting, right? So we're going to be saving, although I hate saying that, okay? Whoops. So we're going to be saving 65%. So what percent are we really paying? Well, we're only paying 35%. All right, and that's how I always look at it. I always look at what part we're actually paying, not how much we're saving, because if we saved it, that means we'd actually have money in our pockets, and we don't. We always still end up losing money, right? All right, so we're going to take 35% of the cost, which was 59, so of means times, and then 59. Okay, so 35% of 59. 35% of 59. Again, that percent key is second, and then the left parenthesis key. And that makes $20.65. All right. I don't know if that's expensive for a volleyball or not. I don't think I've ever bought a volleyball, so I've always had one given to me already to play with. So anyway, there you go. So if $20.65 is cheap, then that's a good deal. If not, then wait for it to go on sale more. Okay, let's try the got it question for number 2 by ourselves. And let's take a look. It says a magazine subscription has a cover price of $35. It is on sale for 67% off the original price. Find the sale price of the magazine subscription. So again, we're, quote, saving 67%. So if we have 100% to begin with, we're going to save 67%. Okay, that means what we're really paying then is only 33% of the cost. All right, then we're going to multiply that. So it's going to be 33% times $35. And this comes out to $11.55. $11.55. All right, not too bad, assuming that's a year-long one. That's only about $1 a piece, so that's not too bad for magazines. I know most people just subscribe digitally now. I did try that, and it just doesn't work. I just end up never reading them. It seems like if I have the paper copy, I'll actually sit and read it. And if I don't, then I just end up, it just keeps getting downloaded to my iPad, and I never remember to read it. So it's like when it comes to the mail, it's like, oh yeah, it's time to read. All right? Okay, so hopefully not too bad so far. Let's go ahead and turn the page. And this one's going to be just slightly different. Oops. Not the doc. I need that. But there we go. Okay, so this one's going to be just slightly different. So first we practiced finding what the selling price was. Then we found the sale price. So the selling price was what the store is actually putting on the tag itself. Okay. Then the sale price is what was on the tag, and now we're going to actually buy it for. And this time we're going to look at what the original price was, so before anything else actually happens at all. Okay? And it says, Enric had a 25% discount on hockey equipment. The selling price was $172.50. What was the original price? Okay? So we're going backwards this time. So what have we been doing with our numbers? We've been multiplying them, right? Well, if we're going to go backwards, we have to think, what's the opposite of multiplication? In this case, it would be division, right? So we're working backwards. We're going to make a little side note here, so whenever these come up, you've got it. Okay, working backward. So we need to divide. Okay, so we're going to divide. Well, what we're going to divide is the sale price, which is $172.50, by the percent. Okay, now what percent did we pay? Okay, well, let's think about it. We started at 100%. Okay, he's got a coupon for 25% off. So what percent are we actually paying? We're paying 75%, and that's what we're going to divide by. All right, so you're still going to type this in the calculator the same way. So we're going to type in 172.50, 172.50, and then we're going to divide that by 75, and then the percent sign again second and left parenthesis. And it says we're going to end up paying $230. Okay, now that was the original price, so that's what we would have had to pay. He only had to pay $172.50 because he had the discount. We were trying to figure out what it was before the discount. Okay, so that's where it gets different. In the previous examples, we had the original price and they were telling, or well, the selling price, and then they were trying to figure out with our discount, what we were going to end up paying. This time, they applied the discount, so we were working backwards to figure out how much it was really before we added the discount in. So altogether, it would be $230. All right, let's try the next one. It says Louisa got a 75% discount on a sofa. She paid a total of $225. What was the original price? Okay, so this would be like going to the furniture store in the mall, and it seems like they're always going out of business or whatever, even though they keep coming back, but nonetheless. So if we could get a 75% discount on a sofa, and that discount altogether she only paid $225, then what was the original price? So let's figure that out. So again, if we had 75%, okay, so we would start with 100%. We're going to take off 75%, which means she really only paid 25%. Okay, her 75% discount meant she only paid 25%. Okay, so then we're going to divide that out. So if she ended up paying $225, we're going to divide that by the percent, then to find out how much the store says they were supposed to sell it for. All right, so when you divide those out, you're going to take $225 divided by 25%, and that comes out to $900. So that's a really good deal. If she got a $900 sofa for only $225, then she did really well, right? All right, let's take a look at example 4. It says, Cody is buying a ring that had an original price of $295, but is advertised at 30% off. Sales tax is 8.25% is applied to the discounted price. How much will Cody pay for the ring? All right, so this time we're going to make a full transaction. All right, so first we got to figure out what percent he's actually paying. Well, he's saving 30%, again, quote saving. So we would take 100 minus 30%. Oops, I always forget to put the percent on the first one. Okay, so he's really only paying 70% of the actual cost. All right, so let's figure out what that is. So the original price was $295. We're going to multiply that by how much he's supposed to pay, which is 70%. Okay, so go ahead and type that in, $295 times 70%. That means he's only paying $206 and, oops, $206.50. Okay. Now we have to include tax on this. All right, so let's think about this. Tax is what? Do we pay that more or do we pay that less? Okay, is tax something that we save or is that something extra we have to pay? And you should know by now that taxes is something extra you have to pay. So we're actually starting at 100% of the cost. We have to add on 8.25%. So altogether, that means we're actually going to pay 108.25% of that cost, the new cost. Okay. So now we're going to take that number. So we're going to do 206.50. We're going to multiply it by 108.25%. Okay, 108.25%. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to do 206.50. We're going to times that by 108.25%. Okay, now make sure you have the percent sign in there, because otherwise it's going to throw it off. All right, we get a little bit of a crazy number, so we have to round off because it's money. And it looks like he's going to end up paying $223.54 for his ring. There we go. Okay, so let's go through the whole thought process again. First, we got to figure out how much he's actually paying because it was 30% off. So because it's 30% off, he's only paying 70% of that actual cost. So that's where the first step came in. $295 times 70%, that gave us our 206.50. Now we have to actually go to the register and check out. Okay, so when we go to the register and check out, we have to add on sales tax because sales tax is added almost onto everything. All right, well, they're going to charge an additional 8.25%, which means we're actually paying 108.25% of the discounted price of $206.50. All right, so then we figure that out, and then the actual receipt will say that he paid a total of $223.54. All right, go ahead and try the got it question on your own, and let's see how we do on that one. All right, let's take a look. It says a CD with an original amount of $11.95 is discounted 20%. Sales tax of 5.5% is added to the discounted price. How much does it cost to purchase the CD? All right, so for this one, we're getting a discount of 20%. So if we take 100 minus 20, that's going to give us 80%. Okay, so we're going to take 80% of the original price. So we're going to do $11.95 times 80%. And that's going to come out to $9.56. All right, now we're going to have to pay an additional 5.5% tax. So if I start over with 100%, we're going to add on 5.5. That makes it 105.5% altogether then. So we're going to take the discounted price of $9.56. We're going to, multiply, not add, sorry. So times, and then 105.5%. And that should have came out to $10.09. $10.09. Okay, so then what's fun sometimes is to actually take that and divide the numbers. So take 1009 and divide it by 1195 just to see what percent we really ended up paying. So even though we got a discount on it and then we had to add in tax, we actually ended up paying 84%. Okay, so give or take. So about 84% is what it came out to. Alrighty. All right, so that's it for today. Kind of take your time through these. Look back at the examples as you're working on your assignment and figure out what you're doing. Just remember if it's finding either original cost, the selling price, the discounted price, the one where you have to work backwards, make sure you look at that one again. And then when you do a full transaction with tax, we have to do 2 steps here. So take your time through these. They're not that difficult. Just make sure you know what you're doing. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.